I want to bring in our senior White House correspondent, Garrett Haake, who has made his way to the camera there on the North Lawn. And Garrett, listen, the president is confirming a piece of reporting that originated from Bloomberg News maybe not an hour ago. And it made waves, obviously, because this is a significant escalation now in these tensions that we've been seeing in the Caribbean. The president is now confirming it from the White House. Help us understand sort of how we got here, because there have been a series of strikes in the Caribbean, including one that has put the defense secretary in hot water with Congress.
That's right, Hallie. I mean, look, there's been an effort here by this White House to engage in what is essentially an undeclared war against what the administration calls narco-terrorists in Venezuela. The president and his White House have argued that Venezuelan drug traffickers have become a unique and dangerous threat to the United States. They've carried out these strikes on what they say are drug boats going back to early September. This is another matter, a significant escalation here, what the president describes as a seizure of an oil tanker, a far more involved military operation, certainly, than striking a small boat with an aircraft, something that we believe involved the Coast Guard and the Department of Defense, the Navy specifically, basing that on comments from Secretary Kristi Noem, who this morning interrupted an event in which she was otherwise speaking to say that she was being briefed on this and that this was an operation that was being watched closely by officials across the government. The president, in an interview on Monday, suggested that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's days are numbered. The administration has been looking for other ways to ramp up pressure on Maduro. The president publicly has confirmed that he had authorized clandestine operations of some kind against Venezuela several weeks ago. And so there's been a number of different elements to this pressure campaign, essentially, against the government of Venezuela and against these drug cartels, which the White House says are linked together. Today's announcement of this action, of which we know really very little beyond what the president has just said, really the most dramatic step so far.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.